this pen to get the right filament to go in. So we've got the settings here, material ABS. I do not know exactly what temperature it is at right now. Oh, it is already, okay, so it is, the temperature should be climbing to that temperature, but we don't need to go that high because the PLA that I've got here could work just fine at 260. Did we see 260? I don't know. You can't really rely on my math. Worth a darn. Okay, anyway, let's see. Let's see, this thing should be able to go in through here. And once upon a time, okay, so it has not reached, all right, the temperature is climbing. Okay, all right. So if you look closely here, I don't know, autofocus on the latest and greatest iPhones is terrible. But maybe on the old iPhone over there, maybe you guys can see it there. Are the numbers clear? Probably not. I'll tell you what the numbers are. So it's supposed to reach 230, but it is at 125. Okay, 125. And this says 220 to 260. So is that the maximum we can go? Yeah, maximum we can go is 230. But in the past, I was able to run it. So you don't have to go all the way to 260. All right. Okay. But unless it reaches the temperature required, it won't start the little engine. There's a little motor in here. And if I press this button right now, nothing's happening. It needs to reach temperature. And right now it's at 189. 89. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Libby. Hi, Dominic. Dominic. Got Libby, Dominic. It's good to see you all. Thanks for joining me on this live today. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, looks like, okay, and children, don't do what I do. I get sweaty fingers, so I can actually touch this without burning myself. But it gets really hot up here. So if you, there we go. See, now it's starting to move. If you're at home, have a parent help you do 3D printing. Don't just do it on your own, because sometimes these things get so incredibly hot, and nothing could be worse than burning yourself with these machines. So don't do that to yourself. Let's see. I'm going to try a little piece here to see if it actually does anything. Sorry about the squeakiness. Let's see if I can get some. I'll get some done here on a piece of glass. It's nice to have a piece of glass from time to time, because glass can be a good place to check to see if the material is going to work or not. And right now it looks like there was some material that was stuck in there. So the new material has not really reached the nozzle or this bit end here. And so when that happens and not enough of the filament comes through, you don't get a very good result out of that. I'm not sure if is it stuck in there? Something just came out, but it's not very fluid. Let me see. The biggest problem in the beginning is always like when you start off with these projects is you could get a little filament jam. And yeah, this is probably what we're getting right now, because this comes out real easy, which means that the plastic is not going all the way through as I would like it to. Okay. Technical difficulties. Now this is because I haven't played with this pun with this pun. I haven't played with this pen for at least 4 maybe 5 years. It's been a while. I did some demos of this, and I brought it to a Montessori school, and it got absolutely no traction at all. I gave away a pen to the school, but I don't know. They just probably thought it was a gimmick, because they always think that 3D printing is a gimmick. It's very useful. You can 3D print things for your house. You can 3D print and recycle plastics, so that you can better the quality of our environment instead of putting all the plastic in the what do you call it? In the landfills. So 3D printing is a very useful thing. They don't want you to think that because I don't know why. I just don't know why. Anyway, I've been doing 3D printing for a very, very long time. And so I can tell you how hard it is to sell this technology to people. All right. And as you can see here, the fact that I'm failing at it doesn't really bode too well. Come on, get in there. I think the little motor finally gripped onto the filament. So we should be able to get some filament coming through. Not just like that. It should be coming out nicely. Okay, let's see. We're just going to give it an extra minute. See, we're getting more out of that, but it's not fluid. You want it to be able to come out fluid. Yeah, it's grabbed onto here, so that's a positive right there. There we go. Okay. Now we got liftoff. You see what I'm saying? There's always that little bit of learning curve in the beginning where you're trying to get things to work. And usually people give up at that point. They're like, oh, no, it's too hard. But yeah, you have to stick with it. Stick with it, people. Stick with it. Let's see. There we go. So now we can write. And once we got ourselves a good amount, you see that thing, you have to be careful and make sure that it sticks before you move on to the next bit, or it's not going to do a good job, right? So let's see here. I'll start over here. Sometimes you have to start over real quick to make sure that it's sticking. It's sticking for chicken. All right. It's a bad joke. I know. I shouldn't be making any chicken jokes. Okay. Here we go. So we're getting some of the shirt done over there, as you can see here. This blue line. So I'm going to get this done real quick and see how well it does. We could do multiples if all goes well, because so long as the filament sticks as it should, we should have no problem here at all. Should be able to get a nice clean print out of this. So the cool thing about 3D printing with a machine is that you're going to get incredibly fantastic accuracy out of it. Whilst when you're doing it with a pen, it really depends on how accurate your own artist skills are. So if you're not very accurate with holding pens and writing and stuff, then the pen could fail you. But on the other hand, it's easier to do this than it is creating files for 3D printing, and a lot of people give up on that pretty quickly because there's a lot of steps that you need to take in order to get things to work as one would want to. And so there's always going to be drawbacks, and nothing is perfect. But if you're looking, for perfectionism, if you're looking for perfection, then it's easier to get perfection or close to perfection from an actual machine that won't make mistakes, or at least it won't make as many mistakes as we do as humans, because, you can't be perfectly straight, right? You can't get a perfect straight line. Even the best artists struggle with it. So here we go. Oh, I went nuts out of the lines there. Okay. There we go. And I'll probably do this a few times because right now I'm just getting used to holding the pen and getting used to how the pen works. I haven't done this, as I said, in maybe 5 years. So 3D pens that are this cool have been out for a long time. It's just that nobody really cares about it, apparently. Apart from like a really select few of us who've been trying to help the technology grow and bring it to schools and bring it to people in our community and showing people how cool this technology really is. See, I've started painting it. And again, you can have multiple of these. You can have different colors and stuff. It's a lot easier to do multicolored stuff with the 3D printing pens than it is with the actual 3D printers because there's a lot of fiddling that goes with changing out your filaments. So unless you have a very expensive machine, and the more expensive machines, you can have maybe 2 or 3 filaments running, so different colors. But most people are not going to be able to afford that. You know, most machines are going to be single colored, and so with that kind of machine, you're most likely going to have to do a lot of handiwork in order to get multiple colors on your prints. So, I mean, there's some really fun things that you can do, like with mixing filaments and stuff like that. But again, most beginners are not going to want to even touch all that. So, all right, we've got Joel all the way done on the side here. We're getting most of the shirt done, and I'll show you guys where we're at in a second. Then the hard part is going to be doing his face, because that's like little details and stuff. So that'll be harder, but I'll show you where we're at. Ah, stop. Anyway, let's see. Here we are. It's pretty good. I told the machine to stop printing it. It's just, look at this. It's just going and going. It's just like kids and airplanes and drones. They just don't follow instructions. I said, stop. No. It's not willing to stop. Why not? It's because I'm at the controls, guys. I'm at the controls. When I'm at the controls, there's only one speed, like that guy. He said he only has one speed. Winning. No, just kidding. In my case, is messing things up, but whatever. Whatever, dude. Well, it wouldn't stop when I told it to, so I'm just making the most of it just doing its thing. And so long as I don't stop to mess around too much, it should be able to do what I want it to, except it messed up its face. Messed up his face. All right, okay, let's make sure that I remove that bit. There's a bit that didn't work out too well. Good thing is the plastic is pretty easy to... I should brought some cutters or something. Anyway, not too bad. In the end, we made it. We made it through. All right, let's do the big 3D printing sign here. And then, of course, the problem is if you try to take it off the paper, this is probably why I'm going to have to do it a few times. You have to connect the letters, or, it'll just be a bunch of pieces separate from each other, and that's not cool. Because then the whole thing breaks when you try to disconnect it. So, I wonder if you guys have ever tried a 3D printing pen. You guys tried a 3D printing pen? Hi. Who was that? Kenzie showed up. Hi, Kenzie. We're almost done here. Okay. There's a good chance that this thing will completely explode once I remove it from the thing, because it might not all be connected the way I was talking about. You guys was trying to explain to you guys the thing about it before, but we're getting there. You see, it's getting closer. One of the problems I'm going to have now is I wanted to do the eyes, but this thing won't stop, slow down, or I tried to put it on the slowest setting too. Here we go. Maybe it's stopped now. Okay. All right. What's the tactic? Again, children, don't do what I do with the touching the thing. It's very dangerous. Don't copy me. It's better to have something like a piece of metal that's definitely not hot piece of metal. So if you have a piece of metal, that'll work. All right, so that's done there. I just hope now that I have to figure out how to connect the shirt bit together in some way so that this does not fall apart completely. Okay. Okay, maybe it'll work now. We'll see. Oh, I decided to stop. Hurrah! Okay, so now when we try to remove it from the paper, that's going to be the hard bit. I should have brought a knife or something to help me disconnect this from the paper. But anyway, I'll show you guys what it looks like first. There we go. It's all blue, as you can see. We've covered it up with the plastic, and if I've done it right, I should be able to remove it. If it doesn't work, then I have to do this again, and possibly make all the lines thicker, because thicker lines means stronger plastic, and I should say thicker accurate lines are going to cause it to be better. If you have lines that are just noticed that one of the letters did not connect, so that's a bummer right there. Let me try to connect it before. Okay, there. It's kind of messy though. All right, let's see. Come on now. Don't you fail me. I used to be good at this stuff. What's going on? Too many years of being rusty, of not practicing. I broke. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this again, probably with thicker lines, as I was saying before. Maybe in the past I was smarter and I made thicker lines for everything. But I was not smart today. Okay, so this piece here can still be fixed if I try hard here. Come on. Oh. So what happens is sometimes the temperature will drop on the pen and you have to wait for it to go back to the temperature that you want in order for it to start printing again. We covered that earlier, but just in case you guys missed it, I thought I'd just explain that again real quick. Okay. All right, thicker lines. Okay, so the hand should come off now. Let's see. Oh, bummer. It just really... Okay, so yeah. It is what it is, guys. I haven't done this for so long that this kind of thing will happen. Let's see who's here. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for showing up. Okay, all right, so let's... Come on, get off there. Okay, so most of his arm came off nicely, but it changed shape or... Come on now. Okay. All right, so if you do this wrong, which is what I did here, you can see that when you're taking it off the thing, if the lines are not thick enough, it will cause some issues, as you've seen right there. So when I do this again at some point, because this needs to be done right. It's okay if I don't get it right the first time, but at one point, I did this so well in the past. There's a video up on me, on my YouTube channel on Marco Reviews. I did this a long time ago, and that one came out really well. It was a good one. Okay, the temperatures went down again. Come on. Come back to me. Okay, 192. We need to go back to 230 real quick. Come on. Who's here? Hi, Perth. Hi, Boy on Astring. Music. Okay, awesome. Jay. Lizzie. Come on, we're back in business. So I'm also doing this in ABS, which is a little bit stronger than PLA, so long as it's working. The problem with ABS is that sometimes it gets a little bit stinkier than the PLA. PLA is what most people will use for 3D printing because it doesn't stink up the house as much. And so your parents won't, or your wives and husbands who are not into 3D printing won't get too angry with you. Okay, all right. Oh, the D broke. What the? Fix that up. Anyway, okay, so what we've got here, as you can see here, is Joel telling is coming off the page, and the biggest issue I'm having here is getting this last bit here off. But you guys can see what this technology can do once you get a little bit better at it. Again, it's a bit of a learning curve in the beginning, and if you're rusty and you don't do the lines thick enough, then it makes it hard. Which is what just happened again. Another letter just broke. Those lines need to be way thicker. Okay, press the button. Press the button. Fix the N. Okay, awesome. The N is now fixed. Let's make sure the other letters come off neatly. We had them all. Okay. Come on now. Don't you do that to me. It's been fighting me. It's been fighting me. I'm like, come on. What did I ever do to you? Just let me win. Just let me win for once. How about that? Let me win for once. Oh, it's working. It's working. Okay. Should be able to. There we go. We got most of it off now. Okay. Okay. All right. We're close. We're close to liftoff. Houston, we had a bunch of problems, but hopefully we've fixed most of them. There's many ways that I could probably make this better in future. So, but the thing is, like when you do something in one medium, such as pen, it doesn't always translate well to other mediums. So, what I should have done was made the drawing more 3D pen, more 3D pen. How do you call it? Friendly. More 3D pen friendly, so that then, okay, here we go. It's coming off. Come off nicely, please. Please, if I say please, will you do it? No. Come on. There we go. We got this. We got this. So, I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but you get the idea, guys. You get the idea of what you can accomplish with this 3D printing pen. You have to make the lines thicker, and you can decorate pretty much whatever you want. So yeah, there you have it. Joel, 3D printing nerd, except the eyeball came off. The eyeball. How dare it come off? But it did. What do you expect? Anyway, so yeah, so that worked out pretty well. Next time when I do this, I'm going to do this in a better way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make thicker lines, as I said before. And with thicker lines, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I'll be able to showcase it better. But this is usually what happens when you're doing a demo. And I've done demos, as I said before, in classes at schools for this kind of stuff. And the kids loved it, but the teachers couldn't care less. So that's life. That's life. So yeah, you need the investors and the teachers to care about this stuff in order for the technology to become widespread and for us to be able to recycle and take a lot of the ABS and PLA plastics out of the landfills so that we can make cool things and art projects for schools and make fun stuff for the house too, and save the environment if we can somehow. If anything, the environment will continue to go, but we'll probably extinguish or destroy the human race before anything else happens. So, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We try our best here. We try our best here. But we're not in good hands. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream. You got to see Roberto, the first thing that I was working on here, Roberto, with that screen and stuff, and a little artificial intelligence robot that could talk and tell me a few jokes and stuff. That was really cool. And then you guys got to see how this 3D printing pen can 3D print Joel telling and a bunch of other cool things. I've got a bunch more projects that we could do later on. Let's see if I've got some. There was this cool robot here. I'm not sure if you guys can see. I could 3D print that with a pen. And I've done a lot of fun anime style stuff that you guys might like little robot robot cars and stuff that you can 3D print with the same kind of pen. You just trace them and then put them together like glue, because that's the cool thing about those 3D pens is, yeah, I was starting off one of those the other day, so you can make little pieces and put them together. You got yourself robots. I did that too for the school. Again, didn't get any love on that project either. So let's see. I think I have a few more I can show you real quick. There's another one of the robots that I built here. You can see that. It even has like heart-shaped hands and stuff for the robot there. There we go. Yeah, I showed you guys there was half of this robot in the other picture. That's the full robot right there. Let's see. There was a cool like pony-ish looking thing that I made a while back. Yeah, here's a it's a little bit like My Little Pony, but you could 3D print or use the 3D pen to build this also. So years and years of work, guys. Years and years of, and this is all original stuff, obviously. Yeah. Well, at one time I had the actual thing set up, but anyway. I'm gonna have to leave you guys with this. Bunch of stuff happening. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care. I'll do more live streams as things progress, but it's great to have had you here on the channel, and